Hey everyone, this is Lucid. Welcome back. We're hopping back in on turn 48, and we're playing the Nation EA-Hinnom. So we have a message from Ryla. Ryla says, "You're being impatient, it will cost you." We'll see what that all means. You can see we're continuing to spam out Pack of Wolves. We're putting these nature gems to chaff purposes. And we've turned 52 fire gems into about 1,000 gold. Aside from that, we've cast Infernal Circle. This will give us increased cast range for blood rituals in one of our sites. And we've tried casting Improved Crossbreeding. Let's go check that out, see what we got. So we got 2 Chimeras, which are pretty strong. And then we got a bunch of these guys who are quite chaff-like. But that's not really a horrible return for however much I spent. I never really liked foul spawn that much, but it's pretty efficient. Can't complain. Let's take a look at how much it cost. I don't think I talked about that last turn. So improved crossbreeding, 20 slaves. I would say that was well worth 20 slaves. I mean, these guys are really good with dragon breath, dragon fire. Yeah, I would say it's worth it. I mean, I wouldn't do it just for elites, but if you need some chaff troops, which I definitely do, as this nation where all your units are really expensive, it's not a bad thing. So, we'll go through and watch some of the horror spam. This is lesser horror. And he's doing quite fine. He's got that life regen, life steal, so his hit points are actually higher than they started. And there goes everybody. Ryla blinked his thug here on top of me. And I don't really have any PD, so I'm gonna die there. I'll go back and do it from here. Okay, Divine Ocean. Did I lose that? Yeah, I did. Here's another horror attack. In this case, we have the mantises. Those mantises do a ton of damage. It's kind of scary. Which one was this? He took this with the little zombie invasion. And then I think that was the one we just watched. Yep. And we have a few more. So I think this one with the lesser heart must have been there. And then we have a third one here. It's probably not third, it's probably more like 20th. These are Soul Torn. These are a kind of fun variety of horror. Not as much damage, but they do have Furars, and they usually get a lot of them. Okay, and then we have a... Let's go see which... That was that province, and then I had my little scout take it back. And then there's one right here. And these are Brass Claw Horrors. They are pretty strong. And they will definitely chew up 10 PD. Okay, so that was pretty offensive horroring. Yeah, I can't complain. Anything else? So I think that's it for what happened this time. Let's go double check events. We found a magic site, Crypt in the Sands. It's actually kind of sweet little site. You get a Earth and a Death. And then we have, for our events, we got a few air gems. And then we had a plus income event, which is nice. That looks like it. It's worth going through. Got a lot of blood slaves. Oh, there's a battle in Niflheim. Oh, this looks kind of interesting. Okay, so we've got a bunch of Hoburg militia coming out. How did these guys get all the way over here? Are they flying? Oh yeah. It's kind of interesting. So he casts Mass Flight, I think, while doing Skelly Spam. And then all his guys can zip over here. Seems to have been pretty effective. How did these Hoburg get buffed? Not really at all. I don't know what the Geisha did. Yeah, I think all the losses here were friendly fire. Yeah, it was only one. He lost one pygmy. Oh, but that might have served to burn gems, which is good. Because this is him storming the fort. So we can see that that we have the Machakan god here, still with a fair number of gems. I don't know if he's going to be able to get off Mass Flight again. Maybe. Niflheim has quite an army in here himself. I'll zoom up so we can see. Did he do the Mass Flight thing again? I think he did. Yeah, so he did Summon Undead and then Mass Flight. So Niflheim is just killing these things right here. Machaka is getting more Long Dead. But those Long Dead I do not believe are going to have Mass Flight on them, because they were cast after. You would almost want a Mass Flight round 2 or something. Or round 3 after you get most of your undead spam out. And Blade Wind's coming out. And we just have a huge amount of archers on Machaka's side. And I think he has flaming arrows up. Yeah, he does. The few devils that that Niflheim had really are wasted out here. There's one left, but yeah, it was susceptible to cold. Yeah, in a cold province, they're not going to do that good. I don't know if that means they take additional fatigue just from the weather itself. I believe we saw Maws of the Earth come out up here. That's what's giving us this, but I'm not totally sure. Could be something else. I haven't really been paying too much attention to the spells. We have Shadow Blast, which is strong. Magma Bolts, more hordes of the skeleton. Fire Darts. I mean, really the force here though is... And let's go take a look at the back lines. There's the Pretender. Yeah, here are lions, here are the Buddhas. Right, so these Buddhas are pretty solid. They've got a fair amount of reinvigoration, with 2 reinvigoration items and then earth power. Even though they're only deaths 2, they can spam out a lot of undead. But if you give them the reinvigoration items and then a skull staff, they can almost do it forever. think that was a Niefel giant that just died right there to all that that arrow spam. Yeah, these giants are pretty tough, but they're definitely dying. 51 HP, 36. I think this guy's gonna be down to like 10 or something. Okay. He's got rusty armor too. I don't know where that came from. He might have some people spamming destruction. Yeah, it's not looking good for old Niflheim. If he had fire resistance, he might do okay versus flaming arrows, but he doesn't. Definitely does not. Oh, he has invulnerability up. I wonder if he has Soul Vortex. Let's see if we can see the Soul Vortex animation. The Ice Elemental's coming in. The problem, though, that Niflheim's going to have is he's had enough of his troops die that he's going to get an HP rout. Quite soon, if not now. Oh, there goes some Ice Elementals. I don't think they're going to last another turn, though. Oh, they will. One of them will. The artillery for Niflheim's not great. I mean, if Niflheim's going for a crowd the gate and then spam stuff approach, doesn't seem to be working. I mean, versus these guys, you really need either truly invulnerable super combatants, but then you'll get swallowed up by the Skelly spam, or much more preferentially, you need battlefield-wide killing spells. For Niflheim, you don't have too much. You have Grip of Winter, which would help. And then, what else do you have? Not too much, really. Blood, you don't really have anything. Water, you don't really have anything. Death, you don't really have anything. I mean, you can, with this nation, do Grip of Winter and then Rigor Mortis, and that will put a lot of his guys to sleep, but he has pretty good reinvigoration items, so it'll really just cut down their effectiveness, not kill them. I'm going to skip forward now. So, we run through here. This guy's doing super strong. He's the Prophet with tons of HP. He's ethereal. Yeah, he eventually dies. They make their way through, but the monolith is left. And they are unable to damage the monolith. 33 protection. Yeah, and then they retreat, and the monolith remains. So that's kind of how that battle went. Yeah. Okay, so what are my plans now? Well, Ryla is continuing to attack and whatnot, so what we're gonna do... one thing I don't think I mentioned last turn, I made a skull face. Which is nice. On this guy, I can now get up to Death 6. Which is good. Instead, I'm going to start spamming out Curse of Blood. We're going to go ahead. I'm casting it 3 times this turn, which is quite a lot. We're continuing to cast Voice of Aspu. But yeah, I'll have 3 more vampires at the end of this turn. I can figure out what I want to cast after that. Maybe Lichcraft or something. And then, what else? So here we're doing some lesser horrors. Divine Ocean, Faraway Sea, and Cremie. So I'm only doing one. Or wait, Sin Lesser, Sin Lesser. So I'm doing 3 lesser horrors. And I'm doing them here and here. So I'm not sure that's going to be enough to kill these guys. Especially, this one looks like it's 2 Mind Lords. And I'm only sending 1 lesser horror, I think. This guy's blood hunting. He is not sending any horrors. We're trying to we expect Ryla to move here, so we're going to try to intercept him. I'm also sending a horror here too, so I'm sending my priest to reclaim this in case the horror wins. If the horror doesn't win, then this guy will probably move on top. We'll see. My big army is going to wait here because I'm not sure what Agartha is going to do. I don't really trust him. And this army... Oh, we had a battle here. Let's watch this. Did I fight? Oh no, I just found a scout. So I kind of want to take this, but there's a lot of soothsayers in here. More soothsayers than wolves or long dead horsemen, so that's a little scary. Yeah. So I'm doing pretty well. Not super anxious to push it, because I can easily overextend at this point. And I think that's it. I think we'll do one more turn. So it's 48. We'll look at 49 real quick. So Curse of Blood. We've cast that thrice. We were... I think that actually killed me, didn't it? Yeah. That was an Astral 2 guy it killed with Mind Hunt, which is very unlikely. I've got a 66% chance to make him feeble-minded, and then after that, then he has to pass a magic. What do you call it? A magic resistance check to actually die, or he has to fail a magic resistance check to die, which, you know, I didn't expect he would do. Again, tons of Packs of Wolves. Packs of Wolves are really good for holding up fort walls and for storming forts, which is what they'll be doing here. I'm trying to get enough in here so that Agartha can't one-turn crack my fort. I'd love to get income from this. This is the biggest province I might have ever seen in a Dominions game. 166 income, 2,600 or 26,000 province population, which is kind of crazy. We can see that our horror attack was unsuccessful here, which you kind of look at and you say, really? Like, you would think that would be okay, it was successful. Oh. Then what's happening? We have another one come in. Oh, so I killed one, but then the other one came in. I wonder if I actually got the... did I actually get a kill when I hit him? No, I think he did have Ritual of Returning, unfortunately. That's the annoying thing. You can't kill these guys. You get one hit on them, and then they pop back to their base. But EA Ryla is a kind of weak nation, so I like to see them played well, even if it's very annoying and hard to counter. Then we had one here, and this one must not have been successful. We have these Maw Belly Horrors. Oh yeah, there's a lot of water elementals. Okay. Cremie, this doesn't appear to have worked. I think this horror kills him, but then I think there's enough PD here that my priest does not take it back. Oh no, does not kill him. And this priest is probably not going to be successful. No, he runs. Okay, and then we've moved this troop here. It appears that the Mind Lord that was here moved into the ocean. So I will take this back. He was only raiding. Not sure what I was doing there. Don't know what that move was. There was another battle here, and let's see if they can kill Niflheim's monolith. Oh no, this is a few Nifl giants coming out. So that was about it for this turn. Not too much happened. I was basically mostly unsuccessful with my Centaurs. But I have a lot of vampires now, and we're making more vampire babies. One nice thing about this is in Friendly Dominion you can send your vampires out, and with Hinnom you have very good ability to expand your Dominion with some of the best blood sacrificing in the game. So if you do get a lot of vampires, you can usually have a ton of movement if you're willing to put some blood slaves into pumping out Dominion, which is not a bad idea. So we have our research engine going strong. Almost everybody has Lightless Lanterns. In terms of research priorities, we're running up to Blood 9. We're going to cast Lords of Civilization. We are not far away from that. I think that's why I've switched to Lesser Horrors, is I'm trying to start saving up slaves for Lords of Civilization, which will give me all sorts of crazy magic path access. At this point I feel like I'm not playing super optimally. My big armies are mostly sitting still, because the only people I'm at war with are, right now, Ryla and Fomoria's AI. I would love to take the Fomorian capital, however, I really want to kill Ryla, but I can't really go underground that well. So I'm kind of in this little tit-for-tat game with Ryla. We are continuing to send Lesser Horrors, this one at Moosebell and this one at Yellow Mountains, which I believe are both down here. Yeah. So we're gonna raid here. And then you, sir, are blood hunting. Anything else of note? Oh, I forgot, this guy can summon allies. I forget what he gets. He gets, I think he gets Fiends of Darkness. Can this guy summon allies too? No. One thing he will be doing shortly, and I don't think he's doing it right now, I need one more water, which I can just forage when I get 15 gems. But he's going to be making me Rune Smashers. I think right now I'm trying to get, whenever I have gems, I'm trying to get Voice of Aspu cast. Which really I should have probably cast it here, but I'm not going to, because this turn is in the past. Yeah. So I'm trying to get more water gems, but once I have them, he'll be making Rune Smashers, and then I can have actually quite nasty Mind Hunt spam, which I don't think I do in this game. I think I use these guys, but really for Mind Hunt, you want to use your Amis, not these guys. So you get an Astral Ami, you put a Rune Smasher on them if you get this guy, and you get the Fire Water Cross Path, and then you give them a Eye of the Void and what else? What is it? Eye of the Void and Spell Focus. And yeah, with all those, they will definitely be getting some kills. And if you kill them, I mean, if you get feeble-minded, so what? It's just a crappy little Astral Ami. So I think, what is Mind Hunt? Is it S3 or S4? I gotta check. It is... Oh, is it Evocation? Yeah. Oh, it's S4. Oh, so with the Ami you need a Crystal Coin and a Skull Cap. So that means you would get rid of the Spell Focus. But yeah, anyway, it's pretty cost effective. You just move the items if that guy gets feeble-minded and send him into combat to die. So that's about it for this turn. This army's hanging tight to kind of prevent the Saramatian attack. And then we're continuing to raid, in this case on the mountains, for the next turn. Alright, thanks everyone. Have a good one.